I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking. So I failed. I failed my 14-day watermelon juice cleanse. You know, I'm not too happy to say that. I've always been one that's very stubborn and disciplined when it comes to these certain things, but I learned a lot about myself during this process. So I'm going to share my failures, why I failed, my learnings and lessons that came out of this failure. And towards the end of the video, I'm also going to share some of the results as well. So I figured while I'm sharing all of this information, I'll be juicing watermelon and peaches. I still have some watermelon left over and figured why not, you know, I might as well keep the juicing going. So yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this up and share my story. So this was a challenging cleanse for me. I was having a lot of issues with energy. I was having a lot of stomach pain, and you know, for the first time I didn't really know what to do, you know, and it was really eye-opening for me. I had a lot of people reach out and recommended moringa, which I'm so glad that y'all did. I tried that. The first 2 days I tried it, I had so much energy. I went to the gym, I was working out, I was getting my reps in. I felt amazing, genuinely, I felt amazing. And then by the third day, I took some moringa, and I may have took a little too much because I felt so sick. I'm like, oh my goodness. So basically, like, all of the symptoms that you would get if you overdo moringa is exactly what I was experiencing. So I was experiencing nausea, let's just say troubles in the bathroom. It was tough for your girl, okay? It was tough. But even then, that wasn't the point where I felt the cleanse. I realized I was getting to a point where energy was becoming an issue, and I wasn't aware that I was drinking less and less juice as the cleanse went on, right? So when I first started, I was drinking my typical 4 jars. I even think I tried 5 on the first couple of days, and I was getting a lot of stomach pain. And I'm like, I'm not sure what's going on, but you know, this is all I could drink right now, so I'm just gonna have to, you know, get through it. But I didn't realize that because I was experiencing that pain, I found myself slowly drinking less and less juice. But I wasn't aware that I was doing it until looking back. And I was like, why do I still have all these juices left? You know? So I feel like the lack of energy wasn't fully from the fact that I had low iron. I do think that was a concern, but I think it was just simply I was not drinking enough juices. I was not drinking enough juices. And as a result, I was really harming myself. And I say harming myself because I did something simple. I was trying to walk from my bedroom to the kitchen, and I was fine, you know, had a little nap. I was sleeping a lot during this cleanse, by the way, as well, a lot. So I got up from my bed, I walked to the kitchen, and I collapsed to the floor. Yep, collapsed. Lost control of my legs. My vision, my vision went out, and that was a really, really scary experience. And that was the point in which I broke the cleanse. Simply out of fear. I wasn't sure what was going on. At the time, I wasn't realizing that, 1, I wasn't drinking enough juices. 2, I don't think my body was getting enough minerals, enough nutrients from watermelon alone. Because I don't know if you know, but I started the 14-day watermelon cleanse with the first 7 days being eating watermelon and then drinking watermelon juice. But what I didn't mention was that I also started it a little earlier, because one thing about juicing and going into these cleanses, usually I like to prepare my body for what's to come. So I've been actually consuming watermelon for about 2 weeks prior to starting the 14-day watermelon cleanse. And I was trying to transition to just watermelon before I even started. So I feel like at the time I may have really been neglecting my body, you know, with nutrients or the lack of nutrients, because I was focusing on consuming watermelon. Now granted, I'm like, I've seen many people do this before. I've seen, there's this guy, I believe his name is Kev, and he went like almost 200 days on pure watermelon. And I'm like, if he could do it, so can I, you know? But, you know, I think I've overexerted myself to a certain point, 1, and 2, I did not drink enough juice, right? Now, how I ended up breaking this juice cleanse was after collapsing and gaining my consciousness back, I went for nuts. That sounds so bad, but my default is a handful of nuts. I have like almonds, cashews, and the reason being is before starting this cleanse, I was working out very heavily. I, was aiming to get more protein in, all of the things, eating more calories. So I may have also caused a shock to my body by completely going the opposite and only consuming watermelon and watermelon juice. So I feel like that was another factor in it. My body probably went into a state of shock. And it doesn't help that during the cleanse, I was still working out. I feel like I made a lot of not the best choices this time around, if I'm honest. Looking back from a retrospective point, I feel like I could have done things much better, right? Even breaking the cleanse. Looking back, I'm like, I could have just added another fruit to the juice. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing now. I could have just simply added some apple, added some peach to the watermelon juice, and that would have gave it a little more substance to potentially help me get through the last couple of days. So I made it through 12 days out of the 14 days. And then I canceled or broke it on the 12th day, essentially, with a handful of nuts. And then a couple of hours later, I ate a half of avocado. So yeah, that's what happened. But looking back, I'm like, I could have simply added some more fruits to the juice to kind of keep it going, right? Because there's levels to detoxification. With the mono fruit juice, that's a really, really high level of detoxification. It's right under water fasting, directly right under water fasting. So you're going to detox really fast when you do things like that, versus adding kind of a mixture of fruits, right? It brings the detoxification down just a little bit. And I feel like that's, what I probably needed at that time, right? I still don't really understand why I was having such stomach pains with consuming the watermelon juice. But I do feel like that's one of the things that had me accidentally drinking less and less without me even knowing it. So we're here now. I'm like, that's my favorite saying. It's like, we're here now, But, it really showed me a lot about myself, because despite me feeling weak and fatigued and fainting, there was a part of me that still wanted to keep going, because I'm like, I can make it. It's just 14 days. Mind over matter. I could do it. I could do it. I could do it. But if I kept going in that state, I would have really, really hurted myself. And it was tough for me. I'm not going to lie. It was tough for me to kind of take a step back and say, Raisha, you're doing this cleanse for your health. Don't do the opposite by allowing yourself to be harmed if you're not doing it correctly, Be honest with yourself. Something isn't right. You're doing something wrong, or something is going on within your body that needs more, and you're not providing it that, right? And with me being in the space of just not knowing what's going on, I'm still trying to work out, I'm still trying to do all these things, I ended up in that situation. So I just wanted to, share that story because, I feel like a lot of us, we want to so badly get these results, get this the health, the healing. It's easy for us to talk ourselves into saying like, okay, I could do this, it's mind over matter. But I feel like in that situation for me, it really had me take a moment and really look at what my body needed at that time. When I collapsed, there wasn't a second guessing to putting something on my stomach, which at the time was like some almonds, I think it was cashews, it was a nut mix. So I just popped a handful of that and just sat down for a bit, and I did start to feel better. So that's that done. And another thing that really came up for me, which is very vulnerable for me. I have another video talking about it as well, and the reason I started getting into juicing and health is because I've struggled with health my entire life. There was one point where I was 198 pounds, and I've been working for years to improve my health, to learn more, to figure out what it is that my body needs. What is the things that is causing extra mucus build in my body? Why is it that I can't lose this weight despite working out, despite trying to eat healthy? I've been in this cycle for years, right? And there came a point in 2018 where I was really ill, like very ill, having symptoms similar to MS or multiple sclerosis, I believe, where I lost my sense of speech. I couldn't feel my hands. I was numb in my hands and feet, even my lips. My hands started moving and gripping on their own. I was really, really sick, and I didn't know what to do. I went to every urgent care possible, and they all looked at me and said, "We don't know how to help you." And I never felt so vulnerable. I never felt so weak, you know? Feeling so sick and ill and not being able to even get assistance or help from doctors. That's what really started me on this journey of trying to eat better, of removing meats and dairies out of my diet, of juicing. I've been always trying to seek ways to be my own doctor, to heal myself whenever I feel ill. And I'm saying all this to say, when I collapsed to the floor that day, it really made me realize that there's so much I need to learn, because it put me right back in that space where I felt like I didn't know what to do. I'm like, should I call the EMS? Should I go to urgent care? And even the thought of that was nerve-wracking to me. You know, it's like, I want to be able to identify what it is that is going on with my body. I want to know, okay, I'm feeling tired, it's probably because I'm lacking this, that, or the other. Or maybe, oh, if you're feeling this in your body or you're getting stomach pain, maybe you should try these herbs. Like, there's still so much that I need to learn. And that experience really opened that up for me. I said, okay, I need to take this more seriously. I've been doing research, I've been, trying to self-learn for all these years, but I'm ready to find mentors. I'm ready to explore opportunities where I could deeply learn more about these things, because I don't want to be in a state where I can't help myself heal. And the people around me. I have a lot of loved ones that come to me asking, hey, Laisha, we've seen your transformation. What do you do? What do you recommend? And there's still a part of me that's like, I'm doing these things and they're working, but I don't feel confident in sharing some of those things because I'm just not sound in that knowledge just yet, or at least in my experience, I'm not sound. I've come a long way, but there's still a while for me to go. There's still more that I need to learn, and that experience really showed me that. So I'm humbled, I'm grateful. I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to let this failure disappoint me or set me back. As you can see, I'm juicing now. I'm going to keep pushing, keep juicing, keep doing my best every day, because that's all that I can do. And, just continue to push forward and learn as I grow, and, share my learnings as well, because I know I'm not the only one in this journey. I know I'm not the only one here just trying to figure it out. We're in a system where all of our foods are given to us with a sticker, and we have to decide, from organic to GMO produced foods. And it's just the world that we live in. It's like we have to be very on top of our own health, because if we don't, we give our power away, right? I'm not in the business for giving my power away. I'm not, because my health is my wealth. That's all that I have at the end of the day, and I'm not willing to give that away. So I'm going to do what I need to do to learn, to do better, to be better, and I'm going to continue to share my journey here. And I'm grateful for all of you that are so attentive in the comments to help give me advice, comments, and vice versa. Like, this community is also what helps me keep going as well, and I absolutely adore all of you guys. Get a little bit of this foam off. Now, I've never tried watermelon peach before, just a heads up, so I'm actually really excited to try it. It smells so good, and I know it's going to be good because it's peach. Come on, like peach and watermelon, it sounds like a whole vibe. I'm excited. This may just be my summer drink if I like it. I'm actually going to try a little bit of it because I feel like it's going to be delicious. Here I go spilling stuff again. Why can't I get this right? Why? Here we go. Okay. Play with somebody else. That is too good. That is too good. Ah! That is like so good. I'm so excited for this. I just found me a new summer thing. I just found me a new summer juice. It is so good. Okay, but anyways, I'm not gonna throw the topic off too much. So that's essentially my story, my experience with the juice cleanse, and now the results. So I didn't wear any foundation today, so this is literally just my face after the cleanse. It looks great. I'm also going to have some pictures showing some of the before and after close-ups. Now I must admit, during this cleanse I did start my cycle much early, which again I feel like added to the the failure of this cleanse. Just things was just really interesting this time around for me. So I may still have some acne bumps in these pictures, but I may give you guys a close-up so you can see in real time what we're looking like. Digestion, of course, has been amazing. I have less bloats aside from, of course, my cycle, but I have less bloats. And in terms of weight loss, I went from 143 to 137. So I'm gonna have a side-by-side of just showing what I looked like before the cleanse versus what I looked like after the cleanse. And it was very nice, especially because I was able to work out. I still lost a little bit of muscle, or at least I wasn't gaining muscle as much as I wanted to during this cleanse, which is expected because you know, I wasn't getting in pretty much any protein during this cleanse. But I'm happy with the results. It looks amazing. I feel like I look amazing. I think things went really well. I feel great. And I'm just going to continue, you know, juicing, continue finishing up this watermelon. I still have some watermelon here that I'm going to juice, and then I have some that I'm going to eat as well. But that's essentially my story. So again, thank you all for being a part of this journey. It really means a lot to have people that are also going through the same journey. I've seen you in the comments. Some of you are on day 35, day 10, day 12, day 15. You guys are amazing. You guys are inspirations. Keep going. You guys are amazing. And I just think it's great that, you know, we're all focusing on our health at this time, because our health is our wealth, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters. So yeah, let me know in the comments below your experience. Have you ever experienced anything like this? Do you have any recommendations, any tips? I would just love to hear from you. You know, what are your thoughts? All of the things. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue juicing the rest of this delicious watermelon peach, which I recommend you try if you haven't. And I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. So if you like this video, please like, subscribe, and share the love. I would truly appreciate it. And I hope to see you all in the next videos. All right, peace and love.